This podcast suggests you grow a pair.
Tim will start swearing in a minute. Hopefully we'll catch it live on camera.
I don't believe it.
The fun part of doing our podcast is that apparently YouTube doesn't pay attention to us at all because we swear like sailors, and it's hilarious. But they don't get it. So we'll wait for Tim to pop back on because that's what we do. We're just having fun. So anyway, I don't even know if Ben's going to keep this in the show. I'm just going to sit here and wait until Tim pops back on. Tim is now texting me swear words, so I'll text him back and let him know that I'm perfectly okay with this. Tim lives apparently someplace extremely rural in Ohio. And if you draw a line between Cleveland and Pittsburgh, there's not a lot there. I think there's a 7-Eleven. Hi, Tim. Do we want to start? Do we want to start again?
Let's start over again.
All right.
Start over again.
All right.
All right.
Welcome back to the Pipe and Tobacco Talk podcast. It's episode 26. I'm with Tim from PapaBear's Pipes, as always, and now it's time for Tim to read the mbsdpipes.com Prop 69 warning.
Warning, everyone. This podcast will expose the listener to offensive, insensitive, off-putting, and otherwise socially unacceptable content known in the state of California to cause cancer. To avoid injury, the sponsor of this podcast suggests you grow a pair.
Yeah. In the immortal words of the philosopher Testicles, nut up. So anyway, Tim, we don't have a guest, so that everybody at home knows it's Tuesday night. We're recording. We had technical difficulties Sunday. Our guest couldn't come on, so Reed Robertson will come on at a later date, and we'll figure that out shortly. And then we couldn't book another guest for last night because Ben, our producer, couldn't produce. So it's just me and Tim hanging out with you tonight. So we'll do the usual segments of the show. I do want to thank everybody from last week for the misheard lyrics. Tim and I are still cracking up. Jared, I will message you. I need to get your address. We're going to send you some swag and some stuff. So just because, yeah, potato wave.
And I hope people went to the bottom or went into the comments and clicked on that the video of the Yellow Ledbetter. Because you and I were laughing our asses off, and it was an inside joke. If you hadn't seen it, you wouldn't know what the hell we were talking about. But once you saw it, and if even today you're watching this and you don't know what we're talking about, go back to the last episode and go to the comments and look at that the video, the YouTube video. You'll split a nut laughing. It's funny.
I don't know why they suntan nails, Tim. Not at all. But.
I know. Because on a Carmine unaware. That's why.
And a wizard on a leaf on a gump I know.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. We're just not going to stop now at this point.
When I read this, I was the warning. I was going to read something like on the ceiling in a Porsche.
Glitter
fairy, landfill.
on a wheel, on a wizard, on a whale. Yeah. It's just the funniest thing. My dad and I were still talking about it when I talked to him yesterday. It's hilarious. So
I know, it sticks with you. And then I had that tune playing in my head to those fucked up lyrics.
Yeah. And you
don't know what the lyrics are anyway.
Yeah. You don't know what you're going to do. It's just, it's terrible. So
it's like, I can't believe I'm singing a song that doesn't even exist.
Yeah, exactly. So to do a little housekeeping, on next week's show, we're going to have Jason Patrick from J. Patrick Pipes. And then we have Kevin Foster from Foster Handmade. And then we have Dr. Alan Harrelson, Mike Murphy from the Pipe and Tamper, Ryan McCauley Smoking Barrel Briars, Rob from R. Dickey Pipes, Jack Ryan Pipes. We've got a stacked, we're booked out right now for guests until the 20th of May. So we can do one episode solo, I think, right?
Oh, yeah. 20th of May. It's actually going to be warm.
Well, no, I'm in Colorado, Tim. I'm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had to fight a polar bear to get in my truck this morning. So, Now, it's, we're deep
tired of getting that narwhal spike in the ass first thing in the morning.
Honey, did you feed the walrus before we went out today?
Damn it.
So it's bipolar weather again in Colorado. So this weekend we got 7 inches of snow on Saturday in about 3 hours. It just dumped snow Saturday morning. Sunday warmed up to 45. Yesterday, today, it's in the mid-50s. Be in the mid-50s the rest of the week. And then it's going to snow again next Saturday. So I really enjoy the quality of weather here in Colorado. So
you get a variety.
Yeah. Usually all in one day. So it makes it more exciting. I had just a great talk with Glenn Kinsey last week. And, just an interesting character in the pipe community. So, the ton of stuff that he's done, the Instagram Pipe Makers Club and him coming back to pipe making. Just very excited to see him come back. So,
yeah, me too. Yep.
I got a pipe coming from him too. So,
yeah, I bought a bunch of briar off of him.
Yeah.
When he mentioned that last week, I turned around and sent an order in. And he sent me a bunch of briar. You can always,
nice.
Never hurts to have a stockpile,
No, not at all. Not at all. So, normally in the episode, we'll have the guest on, and then we'll go into what's new. So, Tim, you've made some spectacular pipes from Muletown. You got some stuff to show off for the episode today?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Let's start with, I mentioned a couple episodes ago that I was working on a prototype, and I ended up making a couple of pipes for come on, Tim. Hell. Anyway, they're commission pieces, but they're all briar.
Oh, look at that!
So the pipes and the stems are briar. And so all straight pipes, and I'll make the stummel and the stem all out of briar. They look beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to call these Mr. Natural. Remember Mr. Natural?
All right.
Keep on trucking.
Yeah, that's right. Those are excellent. And by the way, the Lorenzo that you made the briar stem for is excellent. Yeah. And I would if you've never tried something out of a briar stem, give it a shot. It is a great mouthfeel. Yeah, I know what you're going to say. Well, Jim, you put pipe condoms on them. But it feels nice in the mouth, and it's just really a great look. So, well done. What else you got, Tim?
And then, we got this is for the Instagram Pipe Makers Club for February.
Okay.
The theme is roses. So this is a sort of a rose shape. It's hard to tell by this, but this pipe is actually a real dark red. And it needs to be buffed out yet. But it's got some rosewood on the shank, and then it's got some black and blood red swirl in the stem.
Oh, very nice.
It's a little dull looking because it's just got oil on it right now, and it's got a cure.
Okay.
And then
are you going to take that one to
another bent?
Are you going to take the rose pipe Muletown? Okay.
Yeah. Yep, that'll go to Muletown. And then here's this one. It's hard to tell with the lighting here, but the grain on this sucker is really nice.
Oh.
And put some boxwood burl on the shank there.
Oh, very nice. That's gorgeous work, Tim.
And then
so for those of you listening, Tim is showing off the pipes that he's taking to the Muletown show. So stop in and say hi to Tim.
Here's a bamboo. It's like a bulldog top Dublin, bull cap Dublin, with some. Bamboo's not your gig, but
no, but it's beautiful.
There's that, and then got a cannonball.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that. You make incredible bent pipes. I just absolutely love the flow and the shape of them. In fact, I was talking to my son earlier, and now I'm holding up my first commission from you, the bent brandy that you made. And
that goes back a ways.
Yeah, and it absolutely looks fantastic. I probably have 2 or 3 bowls out of it a week. It's just a wonderful pipe, and absolutely love it. And one of the things that when you're looking at pipes, if you're new to pipes and you want to get into pipes, pick a shape that you like and it flows and it feels natural to you, whether it's a billiard or whether it's, something bent. I have a preference to bent. And, my partner in crime here makes some unbelievably great bent pipes. So
those two all briars, the Mr. Naturals, those go to Tommy. Excuse me, Tommy Elliott.
Oh, okay.
He was on our show the other night. Yeah. He wanted a poker and an ants. Okay. So those will be going out to him. Yeah.
Very nice. And they're shorty, so they fit in his pocket.
Yeah, exactly. They're nice and light, and they're short.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and remember, if any of you want to come on and talk about your 5 favorite pipes, give us a shout, connect with us on Instagram or message us. You can email Tim. You can go to his website, pbhpb.com, and contact us, hit that, and leave Tim a message, or you can email me at emersonsouthern@yahoo.com, or, again, Instagram, PapaBear's Pipes, or Emerson Southern Forged, and connect with us that way. I'm on Facebook at Emerson Southern, and connect with us. If you want to come in and talk about your pipes, we'd love to have you, because, we're an audience participation show. Just Jim and Tim rambling is,
yeah,
fun.
Who needs that?
Yeah.
Another cool thing that I got this week was from a gift from Corey Pandolfi.
Mm-hmm.
He sent me this enormous jar of it's called Paragon wax. Mm-hmm. Remember, this goes back a number of episodes, and you asked about carnauba wax and if there's different grades. So I don't know anything about what's in Paragon wax, but it's like a paste, and you rub it in. It melts with your skin temperature, and you rub it in, and you kind of let it dry a little bit, and then you buff it. Pardon me. And I'll tell you what, it really raises the shine. It's beautiful stuff.
Oh,
he sent me
excellent.
that, and he sent me a tin of tobacco, some Kentucky blends, and just very nice. It's just like out of the blue. He sent me a care package.
Oh,
what a great guy! And he also sent some questions that we'll read later.
Yeah. All right. Excellent. So, make anything else? Add anything else to the collection, Tim?
Oh, you know what? I did get and I left it out in the shop because I was smoking it. I got the radiator pipe from Aaron McGee.
Oh, man. Isn't that a great pipe?
Man, it really is. And I was surprised at how much moisture that thing collected. I dried tobacco for I had it sitting in a tray, and I got busy and I forgot about it. So it probably sat there for like 4 hours. And it was dry. And I put it in there, and I smoked it. It was some Latakia. And I smoked it. And you can't, I don't know, maybe 2/3 of the way down through the bowl, I unscrewed the briar bowl off of the mount on the bottom. And the thing that had probably, I don't know, there's probably maybe 3 droplets of water in there.
Really? Yeah. It does catch moisture. And because I'm a clincher, I've got to get a Kleenex and a pipe cleaner and drain it out. But man, that's makes all the difference in the world. Keeps that smoke cool and dry.
Yeah, it's a nice pipe. If if you're wondering what what we're talking about, you're watching this and wondering about that. If you go on Carolina Cumberland, there's Jim showing one now on Instagram. Aaron McGee makes these pipes, and they really are nice, and it was reasonably priced, and it's just it's just a great. You'll love it. It's a great smoke. It's dry, cool.
Wow. And even being made out of metal, it's not. I thought it would be heavy a little bit, but it's a great clencher, and I absolutely love it. So, well done.
Yeah.
Well done. All right. Let's talk about what's new at my house. So our mutual friend, Mike, and Iron Mike, said, "Hey, I'm sending you something special from an abandoned hardware store in West Virginia." And I'm like, "Oh, cool. I love history." So in the mail today, and I'm glad we're recording today, he sent me this pouch of Durham tobacco. And it is from 1918.
No
so
kidding.
It's 105-year-old tobacco. And really, it just, kind of fascinating. Right on the back, it's got you can't hardly see it, but on the back it says, October 15th, 1918. So very cool.
It's got the little drawstring sack.
Yep, it does. And, I emailed Mike because I made a blend for Mike, and it's called Iron Mike's Cavendish Navy. It's 4 different types of Cavendish, a rum topping on it, pressed. He really likes it. It's going to go on the next blend list, and and he sent this as a thank you, and I really appreciate it. In fact, I liked it so much. I have a shadow box that I haven't used for anything, so this is going to go in the shadow box.
Cool.
I'll make a nice display of it. So
that's neat.
That was very cool. So also new this week, I won a raffle, one of EMC Custom Cobb's raffles, and I got another.
Oh yeah.
One of his, and again, fantastic work. And this one's kind of got. So I have a rusticated, a smooth one, and then this one has kind of a barbell shape to it. I don't know what that shape's called. I'm not a pipe maker, but it's just cool. So I won that in the raffle, and that showed up. And then also new this week, there's a French pipe maker, Pipes Lefevre is how you Google pronounces it, but it's Lefebrve. So however you'd like to pronounce that in French. And I saw this stacked billiard, and it's a little bit longer pipe. It's 6 inches long. Yeah, 6.5 inches long. A nice deep bowl. It is absolutely a fantastic Virginia smoker. Really like it. I like the blue adornment in it. And then his mark, in addition to his maker's mark, he puts 3 dots on his stems.
Okay.
And those are little copper.
Yeah.
So excellent.
Neat.
Yeah. And then Kane Addison, who has I've made a couple of custom blends for, and he's made some fantastic recommendations. He said you really need to try cardamom bitters, and it's a unique, interesting smell, and I'm not sure what I would put it on. I'll have to think about it, because it has that kind of eucalyptus type flavor to it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah.
And I don't, I think it would go really well, like on a Virginia heavy blend, just to give it a different texture to it. But I'm not sure. So Kane, I'll work on it. And when I figure out what I'm going to do with it, I'll send you a sample of it. So,
all right.
So that's.
Hey, yeah. Back to housekeeping a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a pipe maker, Yanis Kakinos. Somebody broke into his shop and stole all of his equipment, and is essentially out of business right now. And Ben Smith is putting together an auction for him, and we're going to have Ben on to do a special edition podcast. But I wanted to bring that up. So if you're listening to this, keep your eyes peeled. There's going to be an auction we'll tell about it on the special edition podcast that we do with him. And, you can participate. Lots of pipes, lots of stuff, cool stuff that you can bid on. And all the proceeds are going to go to helping Janos out.
Yep.
If you can look him up on Instagram and look at the work that he does. It's some really special stuff. And it's unfortunate that this has happened to him, but he's part of a really good community, and we're going to do what we can to help him out.
Amen. I was reading the comments when they first posted it, and he goes, I can't believe the response they got, and they had a list of, I think it was almost 40 people that donated stuff to the raffle.
Yeah.
And that is, where else but the pipe community are you going to find that kind of selflessness, and
right.
It's kind of heartwarming that we can be just a little part of that community. So,
yep,
well done.
I agree.
Well done.
Oh, wait a minute. And I do have one other thing that I got this week. Craig Herzog made an ashtray for me. He's been pulling logs out of the firewood stack, and he made a tray for me. I'll show it on the next podcast. It's out in the shop too. But it's a pipe tray with a cork knocker in the center, but it's got a live edge on it, and he's got a laser engraver, and he engraved my logo on it. It's really cool.
Oh, wow, that is excellent.
Yeah,
I look forward to seeing that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Lastly, it's not really lastly, but we're going to talk about it anyway. I bought a brick press. I'm trying to find. So after last episode, when Noah asked, "Are you ever going to make flake tobacco?" I was like, "No, not really, because it's kind of a pain in the ass. It's hard for me to do. It takes up way more time." And our mutual friend Alex called me up and said, "Hey," or messaged me and said, "Hey, I'm going to try this mold." And I thought, okay, cool. That would be, if I can put a mold together with a couple of C-clamps, and of course, I got lost in the rabbit hole of Amazon, and I found this press, and I'm going to move it into the screen, so bear with me here. So this is the press, and I actually have. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a blend in it right now called Kentucky Fall, and I'm going to take it out of the press and see what we get, and actually try to cut some. So while I'm handling this tobacco, and it's interesting that I just
hold on to your hat, everyone. Jim's about to cut one.
Oh, look, Dr. Jellyfinger is in the house, and.
Hey, how many pounds of pressure can you apply inside that press?
3,300 pounds.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that'll get the job done. So let me see if I can slide this little bad boy out. The problem with this press, and you can you can't really see, but when you top it with something, it will.
Yeah.
Some of the oil from the topping will come out, and I'm kind of drowning in it at the moment. So we'll get this wipe down. And I chose Kentucky Fall. Adam from Get Piped and I have been chatting back and forth, and we had a conversation, and Adam is a burley guy. He really likes burley. And I like burley too. I mean, that, but, and you can see excess juice. Man, I'll tell you, Tim, at 3,300 pounds, it is pressing this down right smartly.
So if there is any moisture in it at all, it's going to come out.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you got all that goop everywhere.
Yep. Yeah, even I dry pressed another blend over because I got it Saturday, and it kind of amazing. I'm very excited about where this could go. Now I have to put this back in.
So does this speed up the cycle time? You have to have it under pressure for less time since there's so much pressure?
Yeah, I can get a block of this done in a little bit less than a day. So I put this in Sunday night because I thought we were going to record yesterday. So it actually sat for 2 days, which is a little bit longer than I wanted to. But it made, so let's get this back up. It made this just outstanding puck. And, you know, this is
nice.
6 ounces of tobacco. And you can see how thick it is. And let's
no kidding. Yeah, look at that.
You know, the things we do when we're bored and we have time. So I've got my magic scale, and it weighs, actually it's 7.25 ounces. So, and you know, I can press it in a day, which is really cool. So,
and when you were using those pasta presses, it was 3-4 days, right?
Yeah,
because you had to keep applying pressure, more pressure, more pressure.
Well, that's exactly it. And when you're, you know, it just doesn't generate the same amount of pressure. Now these, I'll put the link in the description below if anybody wants to try this at home. And I don't, you know, it's just my little fantasy, but you know, if I can do 7 ounces in a day, you know, or 6 ounces in a day, you know, that's a considerable time saver. So.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So let me get this cleaned up because I don't want it all over my desk. And you know, one of the things that people don't realize when you're pipe making and you're working with tobacco consumables, you know, the alcohol wipes, all the stuff, the sandpaper, you know, the dyes and things like that. You know, that's where some of the cost comes in. If you wonder why, you know, an artisan pipe costs, you know, $200 or $150 or $400, you know, because there's a lot of consumables that go into the manufacture of these products. And
yeah, I should own stock in 3M.
Yeah, shouldn't we all? I'm looking to buy into stock of alcohol wipes because I go through those things.
Yeah.
And shop towels.
I bet. Yeah, shop towels. Jeez. Yeah. Shop towels and sandpaper. And lately, for me, it's been files, breaking files. You know, you have the little round file that you use to flute out the stem, the draft on the stem. And they're $20 a piece. And this week so far, snapped 2 of them.
Attaway. Well, at least Buddy will have a toy coming in the mail shortly. So that'll be
good. Right. Won't be hard to find in the grass.
Yeah. No.
What's that sticking out of the tire of the lawnmower?
Oh, those were those files I ordered back in February.
Right. Boy, they sure do punch a hole.
Yeah. So, I'll get this almost cleaned up to the point where I can put some stuff away. And so, once upon a time, I was restoring old pipe cutters or plug cutters.
Yeah.
And
yeah, right.
Let's see if I can. You know, I'm going back to the microphone on the stand where it's out of the way. So let's see if I can't cut a reasonable slice with this. No, that didn't work. The problem with this pipe cutter is that you can't cut fine slices of tobacco. It just won't let you cut it very thin. You know, it just doesn't have the geometry to it to make it work. This was designed to cut bulk. So, but yeah, so I'm going to cut this block into a couple of pieces here. Wait out, see what we got. That one weighs 2.5. So let's see. So here is a 2-ounce plug of Kentucky Falls. And as I mentioned just a little bit ago, this is a blend that I actually made with Adam from Get Piped in Mind, because he's a Burley guy and he's not a Perique fan. He's okay with Latakia. He just doesn't like Perique. And this has, and let me read you off the ingredients for it. Kentucky Fall has, well, let's get to the page. Dark Burley, French dark air-cured Burley, Tennessee, Kentucky dark fired, Rustica, and some ripe Virginia. So, and then topped with a black walnut, and it's pretty darn tasty. I like it, and the guys at work like it. So there you go.
Yeah, and to be able to cut down 2 ounces into a plug like that, being able to ship that in a small chunk like that, way better than putting it in bulky jar or a can or something like that.
Yeah. So that everybody knows, and we're just talking about tobacco because kind of what I do. This is a 2-ounce puck, and let me put it in front of the camera. So this is a 2-ounce puck. This is how, when it comes out of the pasta press, and this has been in for 5 days, and it comes out as a very nice puck. And you saw from the this brick press, this is a really interesting plug. And, again, because this is not, the 1884 cutter is not precision cutting equipment. So I'll have to look into it. So Noah, thank you. You inspired something new. And Alex, thank you for pointing out the press, because he sent me a picture of just a mold by itself and thought, well, I can use this with a C-clamp. And I thought, that's cool. And then, oh, look, you can do this one. It gets 3,300 pounds and it makes a brick. Okay, that sounds cooler.
Yeah.
Try that.
And it would seem to me, too, that to be able to generate that kind of pressure, the benefit that you get out of pressing tobacco is all the tobaccos that are in the blend get pushed together, and the flavors meld, and so you're getting a more thorough pressing with the higher pressure. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
Because I would imagine that in that pasta press, there's some areas of that puck that get more pressure than others. Maybe around the edges, and maybe the center doesn't get as much pressure or something like that. So this is going to press it more evenly and more consistent pressure across the whole plug of tobacco.
Yep. It does take a few more minutes to load up, because obviously this is only a 2-inch deep container. And so what you have to do is you put it in, and then you take the follower and press it down, and then you put some more tobacco in, and you press it down, you put some more tobacco in. So you get to the quantity that you want to press. And, on this, that was 7.5 ounces that I pressed up. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. And if I like it, I'll get a couple of them and we'll see what happens. I do have to find some type of slicing device that works better than what I'm currently using, because it's no bueno. I like the antique stuff, but it just doesn't give you, that thin, clean flake cut.
Yeah. Well, there's too much lash in it, probably.
Yep.
It's old. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So that's kind of what I've been working on this weekend, Tim. And my jars finally came in. So those of you that have something with me, please be aware that my jars were a week late. I got 12 boxes of jars. It caused great unhappiness because I was not here to receive the product, and my wife and son had to carry them all in. So I've got a fairly large stack of nonsense behind me, and stuff will go out tomorrow. I will have every order out tomorrow. Oh. And now we sterilize using the alcohol prep wipe.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, you want me to read these questions that Corey Pandolfi sent in?
Yeah, let's take Corey's Ask Us Anything questions. So,
all right. So he has 4 questions, and they're all sort of a little related. But the first one is how do you and Jim feel about fills in regard to your own personal pipe purchases? At what price would you expect fills not to exist in smooth pipes? I've heard that they shouldn't be present in pipes above $200. What percentage of briar do you have to rusticate because of pits? What percentage of briar do you have to throw in the wood stove because of cracks and fissures? All right, well, good questions, Corey. So there are 2 types of, in my view, 2 types of what you're calling fills. I call them sand pits. There are ones that are fatal, and there are ones that are cosmetic.
Mm-hmm.
If you're making a smooth pipe, it really shouldn't have any on the surface. That said, you know, I've had occasions where you've got these surface imperfections that they're not fatal. They don't cause any type of impairment to the functioning of the pipe, and they finish sort of smooth. And it's just, you know, it's kind of discoloration. And those usually what I'll do is, you know, point those out and, you know, offer the pipe at some sort of a discount to a regular price. But if they're not critical to the functioning of the pipe, and there's no, you know, it's not going to risk or jeopardize the functioning long term of the pipe, I just disclose it to the purchaser. And, you know, if it's something that they just, you know, they like it, they like the look of it, then, you know, then we're good. If they don't, you know, they can pass. But for me, it's always, disclosure is always the best thing. And now there are some pipes that have little speckles. They're sand pits, but they're discolorations, call it. They occur because of you know, sand and things like that migrate into the wood, or they're picked up as the growth rings are created. Again, they don't cause any kind of a problem. They don't go all the way through into the chamber. In pipes like that, a lot of times you can rusticate them, and you're never going to see those. In fact, the rustication will actually get rid of them. I think that's. And you know, if a pipe has, I had one the other day. In fact, when I was working on this pipe right here, I made a stummel, and it had a sand pit on the outside that I thought was maybe okay, but when I drilled it, you could see it on the inside. It tracked all the way through. Spray a little bit of water on there, and you could see it'll wick through. And that one went in the dumpster because there's just nothing you can do with it. It's going to be, well, it goes into a bucket, and sometimes I salvage those and I make shop pipes out of them, but I usually don't move those along.
Okay, so I'm showing
a little speck on it.
A little speck. Fills really don't bother me all that much because wood is a natural creation. There are flaws, there are imperfections. I think it adds a little bit of character to the pipe. What I don't like, and these are Michelle's, and I really like them because they're not an expensive pipe. They smoke great. They're naturals. They're going to darken up. I don't like it when they fill it and it's an off color to the stain. So on this one I'm holding up, you can see there's a little white speck right at the stummel where the stem meets. If you're watching them, it's not a very big, but because it's noticeably lighter, it kind of sticks out. And had it been just black and they left it alone, that would have been fine with me, because I'm good with that. It doesn't deter from my enjoyment. It didn't stop me from buying the pipes. But if you're an artisan pipe maker like Tim, I think you have to watch that, and I think you have to disclose it to your customers. Say, hey.
So, for example, no, go ahead. Finish your thought, Jim. Sorry.
No, it's just disclose it to your customer. Be honest with them. Say, hey, you know what? I got this. It's got a little pit in it. If you're unhappy with it, no, well, start over again.
Yeah. And so, for example, this one, I sent pictures to Tommy, and this one had a little tiny mark on it that didn't show up until I started finish sanding it. And up until the point that I was finished sanding it, there was nothing there. And so this is it's solid. There's no pit, actually. It's just a mark.
Yeah,
and it's just part of the grain. And now there'll be sometimes you'll have occasions where you'll have a mark or something like that, and it does leave a little bit of a pit, and you're going to have a smooth finish on the pipe, but it's so small that it's inconsequential, except that when you've got a smooth pipe, when you look at the surface, everything's smooth, and you'll be able to tell that there's a little speck there. And what I'll do with a thing like that is I'll just put a little dot of super glue on there, and then sand that, and the sand mixes with the sawdust mixes with the super glue, and it sets up hard in that little speck, that little divot there, and you'll never even be able to tell that it's there. And that depression will be filled with that cyanacrylate and sawdust, and it's hard as a rock. It'll never move, and it blends in with the pipe, and you never even know it's there.
Okay. One of the things, so I periodically refinish estate pipes for myself. That's just kind of, I got into it when I was laid up after Achilles surgery, and I was in a cast forever. And what I found was a lot of the estate pipes you'll find that are stained a very dark color and are smooth are typically more prone to fills. And this particular billiard that I really liked, I didn't want to give up on the pipe, but it had this enormous fill here on the back. And so what I did, rather than try to cover it up with stain, I took brass powder and mixed it with epoxy and put it into and you can kind of see a little better there with the light. Mm-hmm. And just kind of highlight it. It's like, it's a natural part of the wood. There are going to be some flaws. This wasn't one that went all the way through, but it was just an ugly streak when I got down, when I got the stain off of it and got it back to raw wood. It just stuck out like a sore thumb. So I took a little Dremel tool and buzzed it out a little bit and put the brass powder with epoxy and filled it in and sanded it back down. And I've got, I think, 7 or 8 pipes that I've done this to. And there's a great video from Bear Piper. I don't think he's doing anything on YouTube anymore, but he kind of walks through the process, and there's a Japanese name for it. And one of the things that I've thought about doing is taking a Dremel tool and make like a lightning pattern on it and get either nickel or a silver powder and mix it with epoxy and put that in so it would look like a lightning streak on the pipe. I just haven't had a lot of time to do that kind of fun stuff. So
yeah. So the bottom line is if the flaw doesn't go all the way through to the inside of the chamber, then it's just a surface imperfection. And if aesthetically it's pleasing to you, then buy the pipe. If it's not pleasing to you aesthetically, then move on. But if it goes all the way through, at some point in time, that may give you a problem. And that'd be the thing that you want to watch out for.
Yeah. Again, wood is a natural product. No two grains are alike. No two pieces of briar are alike. You're going to find little color imperfections. It doesn't bother me a bit. So, if the pipe maker was happy with the finished product, so when I commission pipes or I'm looking at pipes, if the artist is happy with what he created, then I'll be happy with it, and kind of let it go from there.
Yeah.
All right. I have a question from Riley Holmes, and Riley, a supporter of both of us and been a longtime listener, and it's a question for both of you. How would you say that your tobacco preferences have changed over the years? And do you think it has impacted your choice of pipes if your tobacco choices have changed? Tim?
Okay, so, I started out with aromatics. I think a lot of people do. And I moved away from that to Latakia and Balkan blends. And that's generally where I hang. But, I like a Cavendish blend. If I'm going to have Virginias, I prefer a Cavendish blend. So that's kind of where my wheelhouse lies. Although I was enjoying that Kentucky blend, the
Kentucky
what was
Fall.
it called? Kentucky
that's
Fall.
What I just took out of the press. Wow.
Yeah.
So.
And but as far as pipes go, I don't try to match tobaccos to pipes at all. And I just, whatever I pick up, whatever pipe I pick up for that day that I'm gonna smoke, it's usually one I haven't smoked that one in a while. I'll pick it up and I'm going to try this, and I know that the first couple of bowls of tobacco are going to be a little strange because I'm picking up whatever I was smoking in it the times before, and then maybe the third, through the second and into the third one, the tobacco becomes a little truer, I think. But that's generally how it goes for me. I don't. I talk to people all the time who ask me to build pipes for them because I want to smoke English out of it, and or I want to smoke Virginias out of it. And if you're that discerning, God bless you. I don't. It's just not part of my. I'm not gifted with that. Let's put it that way. I just whatever's there, that's what I do.
So in my collection of pipes, and we won't say how many, I think I have 5 or 6 pipes that I only smoke specific blends out of. I got a horn from LCS Briars, and it smokes vapors like nothing I've ever had. It brings out a subtlety and a nuance in it that I don't. It just changed the complexity of the blend for me. So that's all I smoke out of that pipe. I have a stacked billiard from Corey Brown that I smoke exclusively Newminster's 400 Superior Navy out of. It just smokes that blend. I've smoked other blends out of it, but it really brings out the character of the Newminster Navy, and I like that. And then I have I have testing pipes that I'll smoke anything out of. I've got Clay and Mersham. But I'm kind of with Tim. It's like, I want to smoke this blend, and I'm going to smoke it out of this pipe. It's just the way it is. I don't worry too much about ghosting because I don't smoke a ton of aromatics. It's just not my thing. I don't. I like tobacco for being tobacco. I like the natural flavors of tobacco. I've been using bitters on some stuff, and I'll occasionally put a liquor-based topping on it, because I think, Pikesville rye, which Eric sent to me, does wonderful things to tobacco. I was smoking Seneca Sunrise out of it, or Seneca Skies today. That was my tobacco of choice, and it's a predominantly Virginia blend that I put this Pikesville rye on, and it just makes a wonderful pairing. So there you go. Now, I made the mistake like everybody else. I started with aromatics too, and if I were a pipe shop, I would give every new pipe smoker pick a vapor and pick an English blend. And what you'll find is that you don't get the tongue bite and some of the problems. I would almost say that experienced pipe smokers do better with aromatics because they know not to pull on it too hard. They keep their cadence mild. But aromatics have glycopropyl alcohol, and I struggle with that. So there you go. Yeah. All right. So I have some comments from our episode with Glenn. If you want to bear with us, and we'll read some comments. Terry Brewster, whoa, I won. Thank you both. And MBSD Pipes. And by the way, we have another contest coming. Mitchell and Sarah from MBSD Pipes are going to send us another pipe. We're going to do a giveaway, and we'll talk about that when we get done reading the comments. What keeps me coming back? You guys are genuinely having a great time. Laugh my ass off every episode. Thank you for such a great show. Glenn was awesome as well. Thank you. Thank you again. Blake Pipes, who is a frequent contributor to comments in YouTube. Again, I thank you for your kind word. I'm dyslexic, so I probably wrote it wrong because he put a sentence in there that I'm pretty fluent in texting where words are misspelled or in the wrong order, but I didn't know. I ride and listen to the podcast in my helmet. Hands down, this is the best tobacco and pipe podcast I listen to. I share and tell anyone that is interested in pipes about you guys. Even the Moto people enjoy listening. I look forward to this time each week. I am currently assembling a rack for my Moto equipment so I can make a stand for my pipes as they are getting out of control. Welcome to Pipe Acquisition Disorder. You're in the presence of their king. I hope to drill some holes in a surfboard and have room for 100 or so pipes. I will see. So that would be cool. We would like to see pictures of that, Blakes. If you've got cool. A surfboard to turn into a pipe rack, we want to see that.
Do it.
R. Dickey Pipes. About pissed myself on this one, guys. Great conversation with Glenn as well. Keep this coming. Yeah, we try to be funny every episode. Challenger Dart, 3731. Another excellent vid, guys. Thanks a lot. I can't wait till the next one. Have a great week, guys. There we go. Yusuf Syed, who has his own YouTube channel as well. Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for sharing. Love the introduction, mates. I heard that too. Peace Dane, good tobacco, dark strong. Go with the helmet. Thanks for an awesome show. And he put a bunch of emojis in it. So if you go to YouTube and look, you can see all the emojis. Have a great day and greetings from South Africa. Syed, thank you for listening to us. We greatly appreciate it. Bluebird Farm 1, great show. Although Tim wasn't frozen at 52 minutes and 10 seconds, perhaps this is a new skit where we tell Tim he's frozen when he's not, because we enjoy random acts of profanity. That's kind of the highlight of our...
I know. Hot mic.
Yeah. And then you already talked about Corey and sent you the jar of Paragon wax. So
right. And then Riley Holmes, he sent a comment to me. It says, listening to y'all's episode was released the other day, and the thing got me cracking up when you were off screen and said, "Where's my iPad? Fuck." It's too relatable, especially since I can't find the screwdriver currently in my hand at work half the time. Always have a good time listening. When my grandfather was still alive, he owned a bar and used to go there when I was 16 and up every week. We just sat there and listened to him and a bunch of other patrons talk about stories. They were a vulgar bunch, but it was always making everyone laugh. It reminded me of that, or you reminded me of that. We're the PG version of those guys. So, hey, at least we're something.
Wow. Oh, well, like we commented earlier, we are the two uncles that you want to hang around with at the family gatherings, because that our wives and our sister-in-laws and our mothers and grandmothers, they're not stopping us from doing anything. We are going to be unfiltered and hilarious all through the holidays, and that's kind of what we brought to the show. So,
and then Dawn from Smoke Bacca,
on
Instagram, said, "Hey Tim, been a while since we messaged, but I wanted to tell you I just discovered you and Jim's podcast. I'm quickly working my way through them, and oh my God, you guys are my people. Maybe it's our age level, but I get the humor. Love the in-your-face, unapologetic stances y'all take. I'm about 8 episodes in and haven't heard a damn thing I don't agree with." Uh-oh, you're in trouble, Dawn.
Yeah.
So great seeing you. Seeing how you've grown in the pipe community, just want to let you know I enjoy what you're doing. Thanks, Don. That's great. But
thank you, Don.
Yeah, be careful following us. We're the blind men.
Yeah, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
That's right.
We've talked about this before. I just have fun talking to Tim, and if we stopped doing the podcast, we would still have this conversation once a week and crack each other up and tell off-color jokes. And I feel bad. I got a comment, Jim, do you think you were a little hard on, your son's girlfriends? No. No, I'm not.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. All three of them had one trait in common. They all cheated on him. And that's where my hard feelings come on this. It's not the fact that Cave Pig was, conceivably the ugliest human I'd ever seen in my entire life, and my son gravitated towards her. It's like, yeah. Did you have to pay the toll when you went over the bridge with Cave Pig? No? Okay.
Yeah, too bad she was the troll living under it.
Yeah, you don't bring the troll home, son. That's not how that shit works. Let's not do that. And the advice I gave my son when he was younger and dating is that everybody is crazy. Pick a flavor that you can manage.
Right.
Because we all have our picadillos, we all have our idiosyncrasies, and that's fine. That's just a nature. My wife, throughout my life, when I get involved in a hobby, I'm either all in or I'm out. It's what's the fun of oh, Jim, why does more metal show up? Well, because I'm forging. What's in the box? What's in the box. It's either tobaccos or pipes. Get over it. But, my son would go out, oh, Dad, she's bipolar with an eating disorder and some personality conflicts. Oh, good.
In the backside of her head's bald because she pulls her hair out.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't say go down to Baskin Robbins and get a scoop of every flavor of crazy, son. I said, pick a flavor you can manage. This isn't one you can manage. This is going to end badly, and I affectionately refer to as Trailer Skink. Their relationship ended. She thought it would be a good idea to drive impaired to her boyfriend's house, who was not my son, and I got to go. I had to get my son's truck back from court because it was registered to me, because she told the police officer, and I quote, "I wish I could float." Oh, well, sobriety was big on your list of things to do that day. And, her mother.
I got a solution for you. It's called face down, that kind of floating.
Yeah, in the
Let's
pool.
see if we can arrange that.
Yeah, get in. And, it just.
Yeah. Well, there are people in this world that as soon as you step inside their circle, you're screwed. Because they're going to bring, all their dysfunction comes to you, and ding dong,
yeah,
candygram.
Yeah, and it's like, son, you are not Sir Lancelot. You know, let's not play this game where, don't worry, Dad, I can save him. No. It's, you know, when you see someone drowning in a pool, you don't jump in with them.
Right.
You don't jump in with them, you know, because they will push you to the bottom to save themselves. And
right. Best thing you do is throw them a rock. Your catch.
And put a little velocity on it, you know, leave a mark. Put a little zip to that brick, you know.
Yeah, I know. It's tough because and then once you know, it's like getting dog shit on your shoe. It may be gone, but the smell is there, and it just hangs around. You know.
Yeah.
Tough to get rid of.
You know, just, you know, and here are buzzwords to avoid if you're a young man looking for love. I'm high maintenance. Oh, that has more red flags than a Chinese parade. That's not that. Oh, what's your foundation made out of? Oh, misery and suffering. Yeah, no, don't pick that one. You know, and and my last piece of advice for your love life, for, you know, if your wife or your girlfriend is ever mad at you, tighten the lid on every jar of everything in the house. I mean, crank that thing down with all your strength. And here's why. Because eventually she'll get the one that she needs, and she will have to come and talk to you. And that's when you make amends if you did something wrong, or she can make amends if she did something wrong. But do that, because it draws them in. Just love advice from an old man who's been married a long time. So there you go.
I got to get the cap snaffler. No?
You know, I you know, those little jar things, you know, the lid, you know, it's a little rubber thing. It gives you extra grip.
Yeah.
Hide those too.
That's the cap snaffler. That was the Popeil.
Yeah.
Ron Popeil's cap snaffler.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, well, we're at about the hour mark. Do you want to make a blend, Tim, or do we want to just keep talking and march on along?
Yeah, make a blend. Make a blend.
Well, you and I.
It's been a while since you've done that.
Yeah. It's, you know, and that's why I quit doing videos too, because it's not particularly interesting. You know, I had to keep that down to like 8 minutes because people are like, "Oh, Jim, that's really exciting watching you pour that into a bowl." Yeah, well, thank you very much.
Yeah, so, but I was on a unicycle.
Yeah, and I was juggling.
All right, dear, let the lion into the room.
Now throw me the ham hock. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so this will be the pipe and tobacco talk blend. So Tim, you know what? You're going to input this. You're going to tell me. I have a variety of blenders. What do you feel like should be, if they're getting representative of Jim and Tim, what should be in the blend?
All right. Well, I'm trying to think if Latakia should be forward on this. Okay, let's try this.
Mm-hmm.
Latakia,
mm-hmm.
Black Cavendish,
mm-hmm.
Trying to think of what to end it with. Let's see. Usually put the dot at the end of the sentence is usually Perique, but I'm going to think of something different here.
You know what? We could throw in a little. I'm really kind of digging the ripe Virginia, which has a unique flavor to it, and that's a whole leaf product.
Okay.
So let's throw a little Virginia in just to do it, and then maybe some Tennessee Kentucky Darkfire.
There you go. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Look at us making a blend. All right. Now, Tim, I have to step away to get all the blenders together, and I got to put on another pair of gloves because Dr. Jellyfinger's in the house.
Can we watch?
No, absolutely. Yeah, hang on a second. I'm going to step over. Exit stage right.
Yeah, I'll be right here. There goes Jim, everyone. He's moving to the right. Yeah, so anyway, thanks for all the good questions and some of the comments that you guys made about the last episode. I tell you what, I just had a ball with that. I don't think I laughed that hard in a long time. And the winning lyric, slow talking Walter, the fire engine guy. I just kept thinking about that through the week. Freaking busting up the fire engine guy. You know him. He's the fire engine guy.
Slow talking Walter.
Right. Don't mind him. He's the fire engine guy.
We've got the mixing bowl. And I'm just going to do equal percentages of this, Tim.
Yeah.
So, this will be a cool smoking blend with the Latakia and the Cavendish and the Tennessee Kentucky Irreverent, but it'll have a rich flavor to it.
Yeah, good. You know that the Black Cavendish salad that you made for Iron Mike, that sounds pretty tasty to me.
You have a jar of it, Tim.
Is it in that with all those jars you sent me?
Yeah.
I've only gotten through like 3 of those. You sent me 40.
Yeah, it's in there.
Okay.
So
right.
we're going
to have to get on that tomorrow.
We're going to make 4 ounces of this. I will press it in the big new press. And then I still have a bunch of stuff to send you, and I feel terrible. I've got Riley's Epiphany. So Riley Holmes had me make him a blend, and it's a vapor with plantation pineapple rum topping. And it's really interesting. So that'll be coming. And we'll throw a little Latakia in because everything was better with the smoky, wholesome goodness of Latakia. Look at that. And it's rare that I can dial it up that quickly.
Right on the money, huh?
And then we'll throw an old... And this will be a dark blend because all these blenders except for the Ripe Virginia are dark brown to black.
Okay.
Over there. And if anybody would like to talk about a custom blend, reach out to me via Emerson Southern Forged, and I'll whip something up for you. So that everybody knows, it is really hard to copy things, like really hard. So it's just one of those things. It's tough to do. All right, and now we'll throw a little of the Ripe Virginia in. Get it? There we go. Look at that. Oh. All right, so this way. Turn it off first. And the other thing that people don't see, when you're making a pipe, do you make videos about you vacuuming up sawdust and cleaning tools and all the nonsense that goes into it? So when when I'm blending, I've got to stop. I have 10 different bowls that I'll mix 4 ounces or less in. But you have to stop. You got to clean it. It's not like you just keep reusing the bowl. You've got to stop, clean them out, sterilize them, bring them back. Do it some more. It's the stuff behind the scenes that eats up all the time.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. This is kind of magical, Tim. This has a wonderful. And I'll hold it up.
Oh, yeah. I can smell it from here.
Yeah. It looks pretty good. Let's take that ugly stem out. And I've been using a lot more shag cut of late, just because I like that 0.8 millimeter. I just think it's...
Yeah. That Kentucky Fall was in that shag cut, and boy, it just burns so nice and evenly. I really like it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was a suggestion from Anthony at Castle Briars. He goes, "Do you do shag cuts?" I said, "Well, sort of. Because I believe shag cut is 0.6 millimeters, but there's no 0.6 millimeter shredder, and that's kind of like cigarette type grade.
Yeah.
And 0.8 is really close, and I just like how it does it.
So you have a shredder that size then now? Is that, or do you buy it shag cut?
No, I've got to shred it.
Okay.
I'm trying to use whole leaf as much as possible, at all times. That came up in one of our early episodes. People ask, do you buy blending ingredients? Yeah, I do buy some. There's just some things that I can't get, in a whole leaf form. So I will buy them from someplace else and work with it from there. So, and now we get all this in the press, and we take the follower, and we'll give it a little mashing.
I'm wearing my Ohio Briar hat, my favorite hat in the whole world.
That is a cool hat. Did you see Dan's?
Fits me perfectly.
Yeah. Did you see Dan's new line, the of Briars? He sent out an email yesterday, I think, and there was just some really sharp. Didn't. Yeah. Well, go check your email. Are you on his mailing list?
Okay. Yeah, it should be.
And I would love to have Dan on the show, but he's one of those guys that's like, I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah, he doesn't want to.
Yeah. I'm like, really? Seriously? I mean, it's not
you can have a phone conversation. I mean, he'd actually be very good.
Yeah. I'd love to have him on. Same with...
Better than us.
Well, he can complete a
low
sentence.
Bar. Right. Right.
So, man, Tim, this could
it's going to be tasty.
Yeah. Mix it up a little bit more. I should be able to get last little bits in. Then we can really put the straight. It's not what I meant to do, Tim.
Would it spill out over the top?
Yeah, a little bit. So we're going to give it a little pre-press.
So we're going to call this the Pipe and Tobacco Talk Blend? All right. That makes sense. We should have a blend.
I think so. Don't you? Mm-hmm.
I was thinking the other day, we should have a club.
You
like the Seinfeld show where they said that, it's a show about nothing?
Mm-hmm.
We would have a club that, well, what's your motto? Well, we don't have one. Well, what do? We don't do anything. You just, people who want to belong to something, just to say that they belong to something, but they don't want to really interact with people.
Exactly. That's why I think at some point we need to do a live. Like maybe once a month we do live and just hang out, and I'll take my iPad out to the garage and smoke a pipe, and you can head out and take your iPad out and just do a live, and See where that gets us.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, so with the way that my internet works, um, would it really be alive? It would be more of
a technical
I don't
difficulty?
know. Well, yeah, it'd be a live technical difficulty in real time.
Now, because of the amount of torque on this, you have to put the second bar in, so you keep the
So that bar you're shoving through there, that sits on top of the plate, the pressure plate.
Okay, so there's two bars, one that goes through the threading, and then this one holds it steady so the alignment of the box doesn't come out of shape. You know, like if you're cranking down on it so hard.
All right.
Um,
Like it's just like a stabilizer,
yep.
sort of.
Yeah. And this was like $129 on Amazon for this. So if somebody really wants to do this, but again, I'll put the link in it.
And what's that press actually designed for?
It's called a brick maker.
Who would make a brick that tiny?
That's a man that just wants to work hard at nothing.
I want to work really hard, getting nowhere.
Yeah. What do you want to do? Well,
This is, I'm going nowhere, but I'm making good time.
That's right. I want a lifetime of work, and I don't know how to create it. Well, 2-inch by 4-inch blocks are gonna get you there.
Build yourself a line your well with them.
I did the math and I calculated I need 26,000 blocks. Oh, well, take your time. They'll be fine.
And my well's only like 4 feet deep, but that should do it.
That'll take care of it. So it is in the press. It is compressing as we speak. And the nice thing is once you get it tightened down, it really, it doesn't, there's not another compression round needed, because I played around with it this weekend with the Seneca Skies. And once you've tightened it down where you can't tighten it anymore, it's not like you can come back the next day and get another quarter turn out of it. No, it's
down there.
It's down there. And this is another thing.
I thought you were going to say, we wanted to check the intensity of the pressure. He said, Diane, put your thumb in here.
Oh no, this would be my son. We would get him up here. Hey, tell me when this hurts. Just hold on a second. Let me.
Put your lip in there.
Yeah. Are you right-handed or left-handed? Right-handed? Okay, put your left thumb in there. We're going to see how. But I was impressed by how tight the Kentucky Fall came out. I mean, it came out like a really nice puck. The Seneca Skies. And I feel bad because I cut the Seneca Skies. I was trying to cut slices out of it, so I have all these like weird, odd-shaped flakes. So I'll have to find
still smokes.
Yeah, you're going to rub it out anyway. It doesn't matter, but
right. Yeah, you want it to look not concentric, but like a cube.
Consistent. Yeah, you want it to look consistent. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see where that goes. So what kind of pipes are you going to make this week? What's
Terry and Noah want to look at a couple of calabashes, and Terry asked if I was going to have calabashes at the show. I've got one in the box that I'm going to take, but I'm going to make a couple more of them, and I want to try to make a couple of reverse calabashes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting close. I think I have about 15 pipes available to take with me, and
okay.
If I can make another 5 pipes, something like that, then I can sort through them and take the best.
Okay. Well, I mean, you still got a month to go, right?
Yeah.
So
I'll make it, and then working on commission orders. I get one, maybe two every other day, and
Wow.
it's keeping me busy, which is good.
Wonderful.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
being busy.
Well,
You know?
yeah. It keeps you out of the house, and Anita doesn't have to smack you with a newspaper. So
That's right. That's right.
yeah.
Of course, there is the peeing on the carpet that
Oh.
that buys me a swat
What
in the
was
nose.
the
The
lyrics
newspaper.
is?
Yeah,
I'll pee in the spotlight. I'll pee in the corner.
pee in the
Yeah,
yeah.
can't let us out in polite company at all. So
Nah. Um, yeah, but that's it. And I'm making cabinets for my daughters. They're have renovated their house, took it down to the studs, and they're coming. They're getting close to being done. They were supposed to be in. They started in June, last June. They were supposed to be in by October, the end of October. Then you're supposed to be in by Christmas, and now it's looking like, I don't know, maybe April. The
4th of
guy only
July.
works like 2 or 3 days a week, and they're not the easiest people to work for. I don't think so.
Okay.
It's a combo made in heaven.
Yeah. Well, your daughter obviously has probably seen some woodworking over the years and will detect the most minor of flaws.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, and my son-in-law, he's a he's a plant manager at a rubber plant, and the ribbed reservoir tip type rubbers. They make those.
Tell them I appreciate the magnums. They put a lot of work into those, and I appreciate it. They hold a lot of water, and they're so cool when you throw them off the roof.
I was going to say, what size would you like? Oh, I take the deep dish model, thank you.
Oh, what size is this? Womb expander. Yep, that's the one. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Things that we've never heard at my house, the extended edition.
Right. What is that? It's a puppy glove. Just put the puppy in there. But anyway, he's so detail oriented,
Oh God!
And
so the two of them get together, and no wonder that carpenter only works 2 days a week. He probably has to have therapy the rest of the week.
I think so. Yeah. Because from there directly to the bar, stays drunk for 3 days.
Yeah, I'll have 3 fingers of rye in a bathtub. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So we're going to do another contest. So we need to talk about what we're going to do in the contest, or we could maybe let the people that watch and listen to the podcast. I have no idea what pipe is coming. Mitchell said he was going to pick something out and send it to me. What do you think we should do?
Yeah, we have to think on that. On that. The last one's going to be hard to follow.
It is. It's going to be tough. Dad jokes was, an awesome one. Best guitar riff was awesome. The Camps Underground was awesome. Misheard lyrics.
I was just thinking of bad in-law stories, something like that.
And that's a Randy Travis song. That's Digging Up Bones. I'll leave that one.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope. I'm going to have to go with. I'm
step away from the trap.
Yeah. Nope.
Step away from the trap.
Nope. I am not going to do that.
Terry says that's a hard no.
Yeah.
That's a hard no. Thank you.
Nope. I had an idea earlier today. I thought I better write this down or I'm going to forget it, and I didn't write it down.
See, there you go.
And I
forgot to write it down.
Yeah. You know what? Let's ask the listeners. Tell us what we should be on our next contest. It probably won't be for a couple of weeks, so you got plenty of time. Email us, write us. You guys know how to get in touch with us. If you don't, send the show notes. leave a comment below if you're watching the YouTube
Our listeners
video.
have better ideas than we could come up with. So
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, you saw the hilarious stuff that they've come up with,
Yeah, I know. Oh, there'll be some doozies. So please do that. Send it to us, and we'll put a help wanted sign out on Instagram, and
tell us what our next contest should
get
be.
Some ideas.
Yeah,
right.
Once I find out what the pipe is, we'll post pictures of it and say, hey, we're going to give this pipe away. We need an idea for a contest. Tell us what you guys want to do. Because it's more fun then. Yeah.
Yeah.
No telling what they'll come up with. I'm actually kind of terrified of what they're going to come up with.
Well, I hope it's terrible.
So do I. Something so Orwellian tragic that people just leave.
Oh my God! Can we really do that? Oh yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, Tim, we've talked about pipes. We've talked about tobacco. We answered great questions. And remember, if you want to ask us anything, we answer all the questions, no matter how foolish they make you sound. We'll answer them all.
We'll answer them. Yeah. Yeah. And the worst thing you can do is take our advice. So.
No.
Just, fair warning. Full disclosure.
No. Let him.
You're
let
doing
him do
what
that. He'll be
You're
fine.
doing what I suggested. It's like the Animal House. Oh man, looks like you fucked up. You trusted us.
Don't worry, we're gonna make it all better. Here's a blowtorch.
9 years of college down the drain.
Mr. Blutarski, 0.0. All classes incomplete. Yep. Thank you very much. It's not over.
Murmur.
Oh.
What was the girl's name? Poltitsky? Madge or Meg Poltitsky?
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember. We could probably look it up, but I'm far too lazy at this point in the show to put a ton of effort into it. So, we'll let the listeners decide what the contest will be. We'll just run it.
All right.
We'll pick an idea. So
we get the easy part. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll run it. We'll pick the best suggestion for the contest, and we'll run with that. And you'll get all the credit for it, or all the blame. Either way, we're good with it.
Right.
It's your idea.
We're happy to blame anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't care.
No, nothing to this. Nothing to this at all.
They say we do this not because it's easy, but because we thought it would be easy.
That's right. My wife stopped me before the show tonight. She goes, "Are you wearing that on your head during the show?" "Oh, yeah, I wear these all the time." "Do people think you're retarded?" "No." "Well."
Not because of that. Not because of the scarf.
Yeah, mostly because of the things that I say that people think, "Oh, look, Jim has really done well with that learning disability he has." So, oh, he's drooling a lot less in this episode. That's excellent.
Oh, look at you big boy.
Oh, good boy. Good boy. Oh, do I get a cookie now?
Don't color on the wall.
Yeah. But my wife, I was blending all last week, and I just had a ton of stuff going on. And I had, just tobacco kind of goes wherever. She goes, "Did something explode?" And I looked around and was like, "Oh, yeah, I think I dropped something." Cool. That's why the vacuum stays in this room.
It has a way of making a mess, that stuff.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does. All right. Well, thanks, Tim. It was a blast.
Yeah. Good time. Always good time.
Yeah. So We'll see you next week for episode 27 with Jason Patrick. It'll be a hoot.
That's right. Yep. It'll be good. We have a good evening.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.